Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing well. So today I come again with a new topic in SuccessFactors, and as you already seen from the thumbnail that today we are going to discuss about time of in lieu feature, means how that feature works in SuccessFactors. We'll check it. So let's start the discussion today. But before moving on, I like to request everyone, please pause your video for a while and hit the red subscriber button if you have not done that yet, so that if I upload any new video, you can get the notification at the earliest. And you also can check my previous uploaded videos on different topics in success factors. So hope those videos can be helpful for you. So keep watching. You can get the playlist of my all uploaded videos and success factors in the top right corner. There you can find the eye icon, and the playlist name is success factors, so you can go there and you can find all of my uploaded videos. So let's proceed with today's topic now. Time of in lieu, uh, this is our topic today. First, let us understand what do we mean by time of in lieu. Actually, time of in lieu is nothing but overtime compensation, in other terms we can say. So what does it mean? So if you're an employee going for a walk in overtime, means whatever the planned working hours beyond that employee works, then the organization is responsible to compensate those overtime hours to that employee by different terms. What are those terms? That can be whatever the overtime hours that employee work, all of those hours can be paid off to the employee via extra wages. Or another term can be uh, few percent of those overtime hours can be paid off via extra wages, and rest of the hours employee can take time off in any means as per employee's choice within a specific timeline. So that this is how that employee can be compensated. That means for a few percentage can be paid off, and rest of the hours can be taken as compensatory leave. And other option is all of the overtime hours employee is not going to pay off via extra wages, but employee can take compensatory leaves or time off for those extra hours that employee worked as a overtime. So these three terms or options are available by which employee can organization can compensate employee for the overtime hours. So today we have picked up one scenario to demonstrate means how this time of in lieu feature or overtime compensation feature can be configured in the system. So we have picked up these two scenarios basically. If employee works as overtime up to 2 hours, then employee should be paid off those overtime hours with his or her wages, as I told. And a second option is means few percentage can be means 2 hours. That percentage means 2 hours is the limitation. If the employee works 2 hours overtime, those 2 hours will be paid off based on the base wages, base overtime wages, and rest of the base. If employee work more than 2 hours, then those extra hours, for those extra hours, employee should be eligible to take time off in lieu for those extra hours. That means suppose one day employee worked 3 hours, so 2 hours can be paid off, and 1 hour should be added to employees time off in lieu quota, so that employee can take leave based on that quota in a later period. So this is how the scenario we have placed today, and we'll check how we can configure that scenario in the system. So let's check first what should be the configuration steps. So in this slide, I have tried to capture the configuration steps in pictorial way. Let's see. So first, we need to configure one time type, and that time type should be specific to time of in lieu. That means for time of in lieu category, we need to create one time type. Then second step is we need to create one time account type. This time account type should be specific to time of in lieu. purpose only. It should not be associated with annual leave, vacation, or any other leave. It should be specific to time of in lieu purpose only. And this time type should be associated to the time of in lieu time type we have created. That means this time account type of time of in lieu should be associated with that previously created time of in lieu time type. And third step is we need to create one time profile, and in that time profile this time of in lieu time type should be associated, and for main time of in lieu time of in lieu account we need to associate that time account type that we created specifically for time of in lieu purpose. So might be it is a bit confusing in theoretical part, but we can check in the system and it will be clarified to you. So keep watching till the end of this video. Now, next step is this time profile. As you know, we need to assign to employee's job information so that that employee can be in scope to avail this time of in lieu feature. Now, the most important thing, as we already told, there are three terms, but or three ways by which organization can compensate the overtime hours to the employee. First one is all full overtime hours can be paid off. Second option is few percentage up to few hours few hours of overtime work should be paid up to the employee, and rest of the hours should employee can take as a time of in lieu or means as a leave, as a compensatory leave as well. And third option is all overtime hours uh, should not be paid off, but employee can take leave against those. Means those will be full time of in lieu feature. So for that means for that purpose, SAP introduced one specific variant here basically. So what is the name of that variant? That is default overtime compensation variant. So this variant will decide which option should be applicable for the employee. Either it will be full paid off, or few percentage of paid off and few percentage should be taken as leave, or full should be taken as leave, no paid off. So this variant is the indicator by which system can understand what kind of configuration we are going to configure for our requirement. And this field should also be sit on employee's job information. So this is the overall basic structure of configuration in theoretical point of view. So let's go to the system and try to check how we can configure that. So we have logged into the system right now to the instance, and first let us create one time tag for time of in lieu. So the name I am putting here, test time type for time of in lieu 12. External code, I'm putting the same thing, and these should be there are some specific things we need to maintain for creating the time of in lieu time type. The unit should be always hours, because the overtime, because these account time type we are creating to compensate the overtime, right? So overtime is always in hours, so this time type should be maintained as hours as well. The unit should be in hours. Country, if you want to make it as any country specific, we can place the country. Right now I'm just making it as global, so there is no country I'm putting. Classification, it should be absence, it is already in place. Collision grouping, I'm not putting anything else. And so this is all about later. Then we will create this time account type and we will assign here as well. So first save it. So that's in our, we need to put it. Okay, only full day booking allowed, full hour booking allowed, or whatever the option you can choose. I'm just putting as full hour booking allowed. Yes. Now let me create uh, on time account type for toil purpose, time of in lieu purpose, time account. So I'm putting test time account type toil and putting the same external code as well here. Okay, so now what are the things? Now payout eligibility, if you want to assign any pay component directly with this time account type, you can assign it here as well. Okay, but if you want to know, it should be mapped to specific wage types via time valuations or something. You can assign, you can leave it blank and you can maintain it via payroll system as well. That is up to your requirements. Right now I'm not maintaining any time and pay component here, so I'm making the payout eligibility none, not eligible at this moment. And unit I'm putting it as hours. Now time account creation type, I'm putting it should be permanent for this kind of time account type, means time for the time account type, or for the purpose of time of in lieu. Always the time account creation type should be permanent. Start of the accrual period, those are nothing required basically, so we just need to select hours and as unit and account creation type as permanent. That's it, and the rest of the things can be manageable via the variant, overtime compensation variant. So we are just saving this and copy this time account type and coming to our time type and assigning here the created time account type. External code, I'm just putting the same thing. Posting priority, posting order. Okay, so posting order also it is required. I'm just putting old date first. Also this field does not has any rule, but as per the standard system restrictions, we just need to submit those. That's it. So old date first by validity period means, suppose you have some overlap time accounts, means your time account, suppose 2018, you have created one time account 2000 year in the year of 2018, and the year of 2019 as well another time account quota is going to be created. Now the 2018 years time accounts bookable period is extended 3 months. That means March of 2019, that 2018's quota is extended. Now between January to March of 2019 there are two quotas available for you. So it depends posting order based on if you're going to apply for a leave, then based on which quota it should be picked first, so you can select that priority here. Oldest first by validity period means whatever the previous quota is still active for you, from there the balances will be calculated. So that is how actually it is. So from these time of purposes it is not required because we have created our time account type as permanent. So it is created right now. So let's create one time profile. uh, so test time profile and external code, I'm putting the same thing. Now here the important things: time account type working, for working time account, that is separate thing, that is not required at this moment. This is the field time account type. For time of in lieu we need to put our created uh, in lieu purposes, this one. uh, Default import attendance time type, you can set it as working time. We have already configured one working time type. Here is nothing but unit hours, and classification is attendance. So it will capture your daily working plan, daily submitted working hours, which you're going to put in your timesheet. That's it. And recording variant is duration, keep it as it is. Main absence type, I'm putting main absence type as vacation, you can say, whatever, it is already configured in the system, so I'm just putting it here as well. And main attendance type, it should be working time. Okay, now let's put, now as we said, main attendance type vacation, we are going to associate that as well first. Then for attendance purposes, working time type we are using, working time we have assigned. Now for time of in lieu purposes, we have created one time type, test time of in lieu, so we have assigned those. External code even, you can put any unique value here as an external code, so I'm putting in 123, and enable in self-service, yes. In enable in self-services, all of those, saving it. Okay, one time type should be your favorite, so I'm just putting vacation as your favorite time type. Save it. Now these three things already we have maintained. We have created one time type, one time account type for time of in lieu, and we have created one time profile and assigned the uh, time of in lieu time types and time account types here. Now the important thing is we need to calculate the overtime hours from the input working time. So we need to use the time valuations here. So let's do it here. You can find these kind of steps in my previous uploaded videos as well. So I'm just repeating the same thing here for to derive the output overtime hours as an output from the time valuation from the input of working time. So first go to time valuation. So here use derive uh, derive OT, and the valuation type we are going to use as aggregate input groups and split, so that from the input of working hours we can split how many hours is the actual regular working hours and how many hours is the overtime hours. So here the valuation method, we are going to put valuate per day, and threshold type we are putting fixed value and putting 8 hours. Say for that company regular working hours is the 8 hours, so we are putting the threshold value as 8 hours. And now we need to set the time type group below and above to capture the outputs. And here time type group, the input time type group also we need to put. So we have already created one input time type group. It is not created yet. Let's create it first. So let's create test input. So in input time type group, the valuation result should be no selection. It should not be overtime base or premium. And time category, it should be working time. That's it. And the time pay type, it should be no, because it is not taking part in uh, wages calculations. And UI component I'm also setting as no, because I don't want to show the total input hours in the screen. That's it. and external code importing test input and time type working time we are setting here. So that is the first time type group is created. Let's assign it here. Test time type test input external code input. And now time type group below and above also we need to create. So let's um, try to create another two time type groups here. Time type group. So one should be regular hours. And valuation factor I'm just putting as one because this is just a regular sorry, no valuation factor I need to put here because this is just regular working hours. The employee should be paid based on the normal wage rates. And time category, it should be calculated time because this is going to capture the output. And time pay type, if you want to show in the it should be yes, but if you want to show that in the screen, you can set the UI component as yes as well. So let's save it. Now first regular hours is created, so it should be placed here in time type group below. That means within 8 hours, if employee worked, that should be captured here in regular working hours. Now, what about the above hours? It should be captured in the overtime hours. Similarly, we need to create another time type group. Test OT. Okay, this should be overtime base. Okay, so or it, we can just make a different time valuation for that as well. So right now I'm not putting anything as a valuation result category, so I'm putting at no selection at this moment. And okay, now time category we need to choose that here, calculated time. And time pay type, so right now I'm not putting the time pay type here because we are going to apply another valuation on these output and try to calculate that then later. So that's it. And UI component no, and let's save it. So this should be applied to here time type group above. Okay, let's save it. So this valuation is created. I'm just saving in the notepad the name because we need to assign these valuations in the time recording profile as well. And let's create another time valuation. Now these will be to derive OT premium. OT premium hours we need to derive based on this. Okay, so valuation type, again we are choosing aggregate input and split, and valuation method the same, evaluate per day, fixed value. Now here, as per our requirement, if employee work more than 2 hours, then those 2 hours should be added to employee's time of in lieu quota, so that employee can take leave against those extra hours. But if employee work 2 hours as a overtime, then those 2 hours should be paid off to the employees. So one should be the base overtime, and another should be the premium overtime. So 2 hours should be calculated within base overtime, and beyond 2 hours, those should be calculated as premium overtime. So that is the funda here. So I'm putting the threshold value to bifurcate this calculation, and time type group below here, below and above we also need to create, and the input should be here test OT, that is the output from the previous uh, time valuation external code. I'm putting T. Okay, now let's go and create another two time type groups. I'm putting this name as overtime base, and the calculation should be overtime base result factor 1, and time category it should be calculated time pay type yes, and UI component yes, and external code putting overtime base. Let's save it. And another time type group we need to create for premium time type group overtime premium, and put it the same, and this should be the result category should be premium. Now I'm putting, suppose now if it is a overtime premium, then it should be 50% more equivalent to base overtime. So I am putting the valuation factor as 0.5. Now time category it should be also calculated time, and pay type yes, UI component yes, saving it. Now here, if here comes, and we need to, if it is below then overtime yes, it is above overtime premium. That's it, save it, and copy this name, and let's create now one time recording profile. If you check my previous videos, you can understand the utilization of this field. uh, Here I'm putting time recording profile, that is the name. uh, Valuation period I'm putting as default here, it is already created, and time record variant duration, and recording method it is choosing as by default positive. And the important thing, the time valuations we need to set here, so just assign those time valuations. That's it, save it. So this is the time recording profile. Now let's assign these time profile and time recording profile to employees job information. So let's pick up one random employee. So for John Huddleston we are going to perform the testing. Let's go to employees job information, go to job history, edit, go to the time informations, yes it is, Now the first thing, time profile, we are putting test time profile that we have created. Second thing, time recording profile, we need to put it as test time recording profile that we have created. And the overtime compensation variant, this field we are setting as payout and time off. That means as per our requirement, if employee works 2 hours, then though as a overtime, then those 2 hours should be paid off. And if employee works more than 2 hours, then those extra hours, that means overtime premium hours, for those employee can take time off. So this is our requirement, and saving this. So it is saved now. uh, so now let's check. It's time for testing right now. So let's go to that employees time. Okay, let me do the ESS part. So let me proxy this employee so it will be easier to understand. John Huddleston. Okay, let's go to that employees time off. Okay, now uh, now here you can see in other, our time of in lieu quota is also there, but right now it is 0 days, because no days is posted because we have not booked the timesheet for that employee, and no overtime is booked till now. So let's go to that employee's timesheet right now. Here's the timesheet. Okay, now suppose Monday employee is going to work 12 hours. So here you can see 12 hours means 8 hours. Those are planned working hours, regular hours. So it is it is picking up as a regular working hours, and rest of 4 hours it is now evaluated based on our time valuation we have configured. So first 2 hours it is overtime base pay, and next 2 hours is the overtime premium pay. So if we change these, total working hours is 14, then you can see, so first 2 hours is the overtime base, and next 4 hours it is the overtime premium. For this, employee should be eligible to take time off, and that time off based on, as we said, the premium value as 0.5, that means 50% of the base pay. That means two hours should be employee should be eligible to take the time off. So let's see if it is working as per that or not. Submit. So when we are going to submit, as you see, so out of total hour, 14 hours is the total input, overtime base 2 hours, and premium 4 hours, and it is showing one notification here, your time off in lieu account will be credited 2 hours for this week. That means for this premium 4 hours, as per the premium rate we have set as 0.5, as per that 2 hours is employee should be eligible to take time off, and these 2 hours is now going to be added to the time of quota for time of in lieu that we have created. So let's see if it is working as per that or not. Let's submit it. is submitted successfully. Now if you go to that employees, yeah, this time of UI, and try to refresh the page again, the balance from 21st. So if we check balance from 20 hours, we can say 2 hours we can is posted in time of in lieu account, which is coming from the overtime premium calculation. So this is how actually time of in lieu is performing uh, in the system. So for the employees, if we change the option, means overtime compensation variant option now to full payout, then there no value will be posted in time of in lieu quota. And if you change the option full time off, then nothing is going to be paid to the employee for the overtime work. Full hours will be posted in this time of in lieu quota in this via this configuration. So this is how it can be configured, and hope you enjoyed this video. So keep watching, happy learning, and please help to share the video if you like it. Thank you.